If there's one thing that's overlooked when you start streaming, it's I see more and more beginners that have horrible sounding audio, but then they'll have all this flashy overlay stuff. They'll have a great webcam, LED lights behind them, all this extra stuff, but then their audio sounds like absolute ass. Welcome to Thumb Tacos. In today's video, we're going over basic audio settings to get you guys sounding more professional. I am not a tech guy. This video is going to be very straightforward so anybody can follow, and you won't get overwhelmed with all the tech babble because I'm not going to use that in today's video. And if I do, it's going to be just a little bit. And then at the end of the video, I'm going to show you one of my audio tricks that I do with my game audio that I don't see a lot of streamers doing. As always, I want to thank you guys for stopping by. If you could consider hitting that like button, subscribing to the channel, it makes a huge difference so you can keep up with my weekly content on making us all better streamers. Audio is king. Don't forget it. Believe it. Figure this stuff out because audio will save your stream. When I started streaming, I had a horrible looking webcam. I had 720, 30 FPS frame for my gameplay, but I had good audio and I grew. It worked. Because audio will bring somebody in, they'll watch it casually and they can at least listen to you. Because there are a lot of people that watch streams in a lurking fashion. They'll put it on, they'll kind of have it in the distance, and they'll kind of, look and do other things while they're watching you. If your audio sucks, you lose all that viewership. That's a whole nother market out there that you're just missing out on. The podcast listeners, the people that just want to hear the gameplay and the talking. Audio is king. I can't say it enough. Okay, so when you start streaming, you got to make a choice on what kind of microphone you're going to use. I am not going to talk about headset mics or webcam mics because honestly, it won't be good enough in general. There are some headset mics that sound really nice. I don't know that much about them, but 9 times out of 10 when I find a streamer that has a headset mic, they sound horrible. So consider getting or upgrading to a USB condenser microphone or an XLR dynamic microphone. Those are basically your two choices, and this isn't some big fight on to see which one's better. Both serve their purpose very well. Both can sound awesome. So I'm not here to tell you one or the other. What I will tell you to do is if you don't know which microphone to get, I want you to get up, go in your car, close the doors, close the windows, and I want you to do this. Clap your hands and listen to it. Listen to that sound in your car. It should sound like a quick snap with no echo or no other sound, just a hit and gone. Now walk back to where you stream and sit down in your chair where you're going to game and clap your hand. If you hear a bunch of echo, then you're going to want to go with a dynamic microphone. Dynamic microphones are designed to block out outside noise. I use a dynamic microphone. That's what this is. So it's an XLR hookup. An XLR connection is simply a mic cable. That's all. You probably have seen these things around. They got the 3 pins. Okay. XLR microphones are very common, especially in a band situation. Obviously, I come from a band background, so I had the XLR. Now, basically what this does is it connects to an interface. This right here is an interface, and this basically turns an XLR microphone into a USB microphone that connects to your computer. It's that simple. A condenser microphone or USB connection will go right to the computer, so it's nice and plug and play. It's very easy to use, but be warned, like I said, if you clap and you hear a lot of echo in your room, you want to go with a dynamic microphone because a condenser microphone is going to pick up all that room. Now, if you're going to go with the condenser microphone route, I would recommend either a Blue Yeti or Elgato Wave 3. They're around $100 to $150 currently. The market's kind of all over the place right now. And those are like the gold standard. When you get those microphones, you will be set for a very long time to stream. They're outstanding brands. I've seen tons of streamers use them and love them. One of my favorite streamers uses them as we speak. Now, if you're going to go with the XLR route, if you want to use my basic startup, it was simply this microphone right here. This is an AKG D5. Nothing special, just a nice basic Hardy stage mic that I use for streaming, and I connect it to this. So this microphone was $100. This interface was only $30. $130, and you got a dynamic setup. So it's almost around the same price range as a condenser. And you will still find doing that. You might want to get a foam cover to control the plosives. When you hear people talk about plosives, it's peas exploding into your microphone. Or wind, basically the air coming out of your mouth hits that microphone and it causes a wave, a sound, and you can hear it. And when you listen to streamers that don't have this stuff under control, it actually boom into here. If you want an example, this would be a plosive pop, 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 pop. It's not pleasant to listen to. So get a pop filter or a windscreen. It's simply foam over your microphone to control that. You might lose a little bit of high-end quality, but you should be good to go. Now we're going to get into the tech side of things and going over your broadcasting software settings for your mixer. The mixer is the little meter thing that controls your sound. You can see it when you put a sound source in OBS. and you start talking, you start seeing this thing waving around. Now, basically how I set my audio is -6 peak. Now, hold on. Before you get overwhelmed or get confused, if you look on your meter, on your mixer, you will see numbers going across. And you notice that there's 3 different colors on your bar. You're gonna have a green, a lighter green or yellow, and then a red area. The yellow area is like the sweet spot. The red area, if you hit it too hard, it's considered clipping, but in the digital realm, you can poke into it without destroying your signal. It's kind of a little trick a lot of audio people use. So I suggest you set your peak volume to -6. If you go with -6, you're gonna have this overwhelming volume on your voice first. Then if you were going to set your game audio, I would set the game volume peak to -25 on the OBS mixer. That's the one that I use, so that's the one I'm going to reference. I'll be able to explain this better in a very basic form, so I'm just going to show you a simple cell phone video, me pointing at the mixer and what I'm talking about, so you guys have an understanding. All right, on your audio, you can see me spiking right about here, so I'm actually clipping a little bit because I'm leaning into the microphone. You want to peak it out right about there. See how it's bouncing right here? Or your vocal microphone. On your mixer, you want to peak right about here at the most. So most of your signal is in this good area right here. Now, if you're running game audio, you simply slide this back until you start hitting into the area that you want. So -25 is the sweet spot for game audio peaks. See how the thing goes down? Now, I'm not putting it to -25 here. I'm trying to get it to go to -25 up here. All right, so like I said, it's extremely important to understand that you want to have your your voice at -6 peak, not the fader at -6, the -6 peak that you see on the meter, and then your gameplay at a -25 peak. That'll give you a good separation, but also good audio on both sides. Plenty of game volume, plenty of vocal volume. If we want to get into more of the complicated stuff when you have guests on, there's two different rules of thumb. If you have game chat on, have them hit right peak in the middle of the yellow or light green bar on your mixer. That way they're plenty heard over the game, but they're not overpowering you. A lot of streamers that have guests on do not get this right, and it's horrible sounding because you hear a bunch of people talking and you can't hear the streamer when they're streaming. I leave those streams probably faster than any other stream. If you have a guest on that you want to be on the same level as you, simply put them to -6. Like I said, I didn't want to overwhelm you guys with these concepts. It's simply coming at it from a simple point of view. You need to choose a microphone that's going to make you sound decent. Then you have to set your mixer accordingly to your live stream. Now, the secret tip that I'm going to talk about today is on my gameplay audio. I set a compressor to default. I do this because I play variety, and a lot of my games have random spikes in volume, and they're kind of all over the place. And when I notice that I switch games, a lot of times I get in the chats, hey, it's too loud, oh, we can't hear it, all these inconsistencies. So using a compressor saves me, and I don't see a lot of streamers talk about this, especially on the YouTube. Compression on audio sources, there is a little bit of lack in quality when you do this because it messes with the dynamics of the game. But since you are compressing it already when you stream, it's okay because it'll make your audio sound better overall. Your voice will stand out, game volumes won't explode people's ears. Everyone will be more happy listening to your stream. All right, everybody, I hope this helps a lot of you. I really do. I hope you have a better understanding about basic audio settings, especially in OBS, because that's what I use. If you use slobs, a lot of these things are the same kind of thing. You should be able to see a bit of transparency there between the two. If you guys ever have any questions about any of this stuff, feel free to message me in the comments below. If you disagree with me about things, hit me up in the comments below. I'm always willing to learn. I'm always growing. Every week, I'm trying to improve my stream, and I hope you guys are too, because that's the only way you're truly going to find success out there. All right, we'll see you later.